Not only I'm the type of artist that can only draw a specific gender, but I also suck at it, so let's suck at the other gender too. As an artist without a specific art style, and no knowledge on fundamental stuff, drawing things such as objects, background, proper anatomy etc. are hard. My stubborn self still doesn't want to learn these stuff, instead, I take the shorter route. And that's what I'm gonna do to learn how to draw men, not twinks. Firstly, you need to understand what makes a man, well, a man. The first thing you'd be looking at a man is his face. Men's face are completely different to women's. The eyes are higher placed on the skull and smaller depending on the age and maturity, the chin is less pointy and the neck is thick. But for now, I like to focus on the eyes, nose and mouth placement. You just need to determine the position of the ears. In front view, the eyes are placed in the height where the ears are. I repeat, only in front view. It doesn't work on faces that looks up and down as the ears follow the direction from where the face is looking at, that's called perspective. Once you've determined the position of eyes, the rest follows easily. The nose is just in the middle of this face and the mouth is below by a few. Before studying the face I tried drawing a portrait of Chuya Nakahara. He ended up looking like a twink, not so manly and full of emotions. Ew. And now after studying the face I tried on another portrait, this time Wathoda, and look at the result. He doesn't look like a twink, he's manly, and soulless. Perfect. Now let's move on with the body. Just like I did previously with the face, I tried drawing full bodies without having any knowledge about men's anatomy, only focusing on following references from Pinterest. It ended up good enough, but the moment I try to draw a body from imagination it gets screwed up. So you may be wondering, how did I learn drawing male bodies? Well, I didn't. Like I said before, whether it's or normal day activities I always take the shorter route. If I didn't know how to draw bodies from imagination, then I'll just have to follow references till it becomes in my muscle memory. I can give you some tips as a guide. The difference between males and females is that males are thick, and females are not so thick. Art related, if you want your character to look manly, make him big and let him have a thick neck that starts from the ears and overlaps like this. For the rest of the limbs I suggest practicing poses till you remember the fundamentals and start drawing them by yourself. Never care about whether or not your anatomy makes sense. Do it only if it looks bad. If something looks nice but wrong, don't bother yourself to correct it. If it looks good, then it looks good, and most of the time it's just your brain that's so used to your drawing, so I suggest taking breaks here and there to refresh your brain. You know, touch some grass. But on a serious note, you could always resort to tracing from real-life photographs, but only draw the guidelines. As time passes you'll eventually learn how to draw the guidelines yourself and follow them to draw your pose. And if you're already acquainted with females' anatomy, then it's even better. Just never trace from any artwork that's created by a real human artist. At most you can use it as a reference, but no tracing. Another trick I'm using is that I firstly start with the silhouette of the character, adjust it with the liquify tool, then I draw the details. Now to sum it up, I want to try and take all the skill I've got in this study to make one single piece to look at it and be like, damn, I really drew that. To make it happen I first chose a reference that I like, then I started drawing the pose and background ideas. At first I was hesitant whether or not Jay wanted to do line art, but since I've got too much time on my hands I said why not, so I did it. Now that the linear is done I moved on to the base colors and started rendering. Since I felt too drained by doing line art in my tiny phone with my crusty fingers, I copied a picture of a background and placed it behind all the gift. Lastly, I added some cash flying around to help the viewer's eyes guide to the focus point, aka the face. Damn, I really drew that. If me with my fingers and an android managed to draw this masterpiece of a man, then I'm sure as heck you could too. What gave me the motivation to study males was the fact that I'm a simp and I wanna simp over my own art. So do the same, and don't forget to like or even subscribe, as I am TOTTALY new to YouTube. And leave a comment behind on how I could improve. That would be much appreciated. So thank you in advance. Less than 3.